Hi there, this is Patrick Dawson, principal at Stratford Middle School, and we're happy to be giving you a tour of our new STEM wing and also our Innovation Center. I'm also joined here by Dr. Shields, Superintendent.
Good afternoon, Bill Shields, Superintendent, and again, we're very proud, very happy to welcome our community for our dedication of our STEM Center as well as our new Innovation Center. We're standing in the hallway here, which is kind of an idea that the design team have of not only having classrooms without doors, but also working in the hallway. Patrick, do you want to explain this small section right over here?
Yeah, so it was something that kids are always asking for, an opportunity to work out in the hallway, to have some breakout space. So the design team incorporated these countertops down the hallway and these fun stools for them to use then, for them to break out, do some small group independent work as well. So in this room, we've got some sliding marker boards that hide storage, but then also provide some workspace for our teachers and our students. We've got displays that can all be showing individual items, but they can also be tied together to then show the same image, really then taking away the idea that there's a front to the classroom. So it provides an opportunity for all students then to equally see what's going on and what's being instructed on.
And if you notice, the furniture that we have here is extremely flexible. We want kids collaborating, and the design team looked at every single piece of furniture to make sure we had the ideal furniture here. So when you look at a chair here, a child can sit in this chair in 3 or 4 different ways and be comfortable and be a middle school student. This area here, these chairs were designed that even if they're up at a display board, if they sit here, this chair will not flip. So everything designed here, from technology to sinks to furniture to boards, as you made you a doctor, as Mr. Dawson said here, is designed for the flexibility so that this room is utilized to its fullest capacity.
Yeah, and then another cool feature about the chairs is the storage underneath. So for each of our students that have that are one-to-one and have a MacBook, they can put that case underneath and it's out of the way. We'll take a look into this next STEM room. So again, you can see the similar ideas in terms of marker boards, lots of storage, screens that can be tied together or individual, but there's some unique features of each of the rooms. In this room, as well as the one next to us, we've got a pass-room fume hood. And so that will allow us to then utilize that if we are doing any experiments or demos with some chemicals. And then you can also see that we have a 3D printer in the back here.
This area over here, again designed by the committee here, is that you have a teacher desk that's also utilized as a demonstration table. So students can come around, it is hooked with, it's wired so that they can use their devices. It's on wheels, it has the portability, so it again gives those teachers that opportunity to have a desk that can be moved anywhere in the room. And as Mr. Dawson said, there is no front, there is no back. It just is very flexible for all of our students. Again, lots of technology. Mr. Dawson, you want to mention the slide that comes out?
Yeah, so really trying to find as many places that we can incorporate technology as possible. So whether that's built-in projector screens that drop down, putting the screens back above the sinks, so really just trying to incorporate as much as possible.
And as we put the screen back up, what we have here in a couple of the classrooms is we have very portable hallways here that allows us with nano walls. These are things that you normally see in companies like Google, but it allows the classroom to be open so the classroom can extend into the hallway. Or again, they can close it up so that they have more privacy, especially if they're working on some of those personalized small group activities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and another feature though is then that because of this class, the teacher is able to supervise students that are out in the hallway using those counter spaces, but then still able to be in the room. We'll go across the hall over here. Thank you. So in this room, we actually have the rooms connected by a nano wall. So the idea being that this allows both of these spaces to be opened up into one larger space for presentations, team meetings, curriculum night, those sorts of things. So, and then within these rooms, they're standalone in terms of tying the technology together on the screens, or the 4 screens that are on the walls can then all be tied together to make that one large presentation area. One other interesting thing that I want to point out over here, so we've built in these nooks. Here, this one's open. In the other rooms, you'll see the tall marker boards that go from the ceiling to the floor. And these are areas then where, because the spaces are being flexible, the teachers are maybe moving between different spaces throughout the day. This allows them to prep the materials that they need, nest them in the room until it's time for them to teach, and then they have what they need.
Another feature we're very proud of is the lighting here. If you notice, we have a skylight here, but we also have tall windows here. Obviously, the windows between classrooms here. We have, besides the natural lighting, we have special LED lighting so that there's all types of specialized lighting so the kids are comfortable here. That was extremely important. Even the colors of the paint here, looking at earth tones, looking at those colors that would be very comfortable, like the types of colors you would see in your own home, in your own living room or your own family rooms. That was extremely important to the design committee. Mr. Dawson, you want to lead us down the hall?
Sure. And so this room, again, is similar to the one that's on the other side of the pass-through fume hood. We have a team room here for our 9 science teachers. And then again, another open area. But one unique feature is this area over here, which we call a research and design area. And so again, we've got this open area classroom with essentially 3 walls to it. But the idea is that this space then allows it to be another large presentation area. So we have 2 interactive whiteboards that can either be synced together or separate. Some flexible furniture, some soft seating for kids where they can use that and be a little more comfortable. And again, it's another breakout area. You know, earlier today I saw teachers working with 2-4 students at a time, just doing some small group instruction and really enjoying it.
And yet the beauty, as Mr. Dawson talked about, is the large group setting here. So with our classroom over here, which is classroom number 1, if we wish to move the furniture, we could take the entire grade level that would be here with the types of digital technology we have, whether we're doing a Google Hangout or we're doing a Skype, whether it's with some NASA scientist in Houston or whether we are working with somebody who is an entrepreneur, the entire grade level can actually be in here. Also gives us the opportunity for robotics, for drones, a number of other STEM type things that will need a large area, perfectly designed by our committee.
Yeah, and one final feature that isn't here yet, but that we're looking forward to adding is, so the idea is not only is it space that's allowing instruction to happen, but it's also functional in terms of we're going to be putting down measurement meter stick or meter lines down the hallway, so that if students are doing experiments in the hallway, they have something already built in where they can measure what's going on.
And again, the beauty behind the design really is that it's classrooms, it's hallway space, it's flooring, the lighting, everything was designed for not only the comfort, but also as a STEM room, so that the kids can, when they walk into that wing, they know that they are scientists or mathematicians, or they are technology coders, or any type of architect or engineer. That whole wing is dedicated towards that in every square foot. That's what we're most proud of. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and one of the things that we'll be talking about a little bit more this evening at our board meeting is just the pride that our students have experienced already in terms of the space, and just the disbelief that it's a space that's theirs, that they can really enjoy and experience learning in.
Well, the wonderful thing, and Mr. Dawson, you remember this, is that we had survey after survey, we had focus groups, we talked with staff members, and this is what the community, District 93 community, was expecting. And this is the type of a space, learning spaces that we have, which is conducive to whether it's a university or a secondary level area. It's phenomenal what kids are going to have at the middle school level. Just absolutely beautiful. And now we're in another key area that's going to add, and that's our new innovation center. That again, another design team came together. We actually asked, if I recall, we had a number of students involved with designing this and telling us not only flexible furniture, lighting, with the types of flooring, every aspect of this designed to not only help them look at this as more than a library, but a place to create, a place to collaborate, communicate, and certainly critical thinking. So as we go through the various areas, that's going to be highlighted. Mr. Dawson, you want to take us to the think tank perhaps first?
Sure. Yeah, so similar to what we had in the STEM labs, we do have another nano wall here that allows this space to either be a separate location for a classroom or to be broken up. Actually, just earlier this week, we had our PTA meeting up here. So we were able to open those doors up, allow for that large group to meet in here, and then just move the furniture back. We have interactive whiteboards up here on the wall. Those can also be written down with just traditional whiteboard markers. And then obviously the furniture, all of the furniture that we have is flexible and able to be moved around to meet the needs of the lesson or the group that's meeting in it.
And the neat part about this is that two of your feeders, Mr. Dawson, this would be Roy DeShane as well as Elsie Johnson, have had innovation centers. So it's kind of the expectation of our students here in District 93 is to have a place like this. What, Mr. Dawson, if you join me, what I'd like to show, though, we are still waiting for some of the final components of this. This particular room here is going to be a greenhouse. And again, with two components of it. One is the team wanted to bring the outside indoors. So we will have the front end of this filled with a variety of plants and vegetation that will really, as kids come in, will really add to the atmosphere of the room. The second half, the back half of this is going to be an area because our science, our STEM teachers are doing an awful lot of experimentations with plants, looking at soils, the composition of soils, the lighting and things. And now what they're going to do is have a controlled environment that will really help them to understand, all the students understand some of the measures that they're looking for from that aspect of the curriculum.
Yeah, we're really excited about this space. We're pretty eager to get it up and running because I think the possibilities of what the space can be for our students is pretty amazing.
Well, again, a great area here. There will be some very controlled, there's some natural lighting. There will be some other lighting conducive to plant growth. We will have sink areas here. They're not in quite yet, but will certainly help with that. We have floor drains. We will have an environment, again, that's going to be a greenhouse environment from the inside. So this back part, again, will be for the scientific areas for our teachers, where the front area will bring the green space, the environment indoors. That's what, again, we're very excited about. Very creative. I've not seen anything like this in a middle school.
No. What a really awesome feature to just enjoy walking into the space and to see that.
Can you show our Genius Bar now?
Yeah.
We're very excited about that.
This is very exciting for us. Already this is becoming a really hot spot for students to hang out and enjoy. So we've got some stools here that they can then pull up. This is an area where they can get some tech help from our tech parapros if they need that, to meet with our Innovation Center Director, Shannon Anderson.
Well, we have Shannon Anderson coming out here. Shannon, just for 30 seconds, we're putting you on the spot. You didn't know that you're going to be on Facebook today, but just a couple comments, your thoughts on this particular room. And Shannon was also part of the design team here.
Being in this space and seeing what it has become is just absolutely mind-blowing to me. I've worked here since 1999 as a teacher and the director of the library, and never could have imagined that I would be able to come to work in a space like this every day. I can't wait to get the students in here and see what they're going to do and create, and it's just beyond exciting, beyond exciting.
We put you on the spot. Thank you very much for that, Mrs. Anderson.
Thank you.
How about let's show them their a very strong collaborative area that, again, has been very popular with the students, not only at Elsie Johnson and Carroll Stream School and Roy DeShane, but already here in District 93, Stratford.
Yeah, so this area has soft seating. We can fit an entire classroom here, as well as some additional students or staff. And as you can see, it's a large presentation area. And again, just as within the STEM area, all of the main screens in this large space, so the think tank here, and then also the drop-down screen that's just above the quote there on the wall, all of those can be tied together. So this entire space could really just be a large presentation area. But yeah, the soft seating, we've got these little like lap desks basically that students can pull up and work at. You got outlets and power built into the top of the table. So really trying to make it a space that is functional but also very comfortable for students to learn in.
And I'm very proud to show you this next room here. And again, a very unusual. We're different thinkers here in District 93. As you note here, we have a dome. And this dome in this room that we call our virtual reality room will have the aspect of being able to show three-dimensional planetarium types of shows. We have a gentleman coming in to work with staff and finalize the installation for this room. He's flying in from Houston. And again, the types of programs that the students will see live here are the types that you see at a major planetarium like downtown Chicago or a university or other places that have them. It's going to be just an outstanding experience for the kids here. Now, when this dome is not being used, there will be other opportunities for different types of virtual reality, smart learning, small group, large group learning. Again, the room is just a dynamic room that we're very, very excited about. Should have it up and running in the next couple of weeks. Just very innovative. What did you say, Mr. Dawson?
Yeah, we're really excited to get this space up and running. Students had an opportunity to experience some of the virtual reality earlier this week that we're going to be incorporating into this room. And I heard nothing but just amazing comments from students. They were really excited, so were teachers, to make that a regular part of our instruction, a resource that's available to them.
Mr. Dawson, would you like to, as we go on our tour here, you've got some more unique seating, some soft furniture, hard furniture. There's some little kind of nook areas that I've already seen the kids really gravitate to already. Perhaps you can describe that as we get closer to this particular end. Again, kind of a fun area for the kids to just be themselves, be middle school kids, pick up a good book to read. It's just an outstanding area here.
Yeah, so one of the things that I really have to give a lot of credit to Shannon Anderson and her team is, if you'll notice, our library, the books themselves are organized in a unique way. They're not using the traditional Dewey Decimal System anymore. Instead, they're organized by genre. And so we've genreified the library, and that's allowed us to really maximize the space that we have in terms of the shelving. Also, what that allows the student to do is to really think about, okay, what am I interested in reading? And I can just go to this area and then check some books out that have similar themes to them. But over here, we've got some soft seating here where students can kind of lounge a little bit more. They do have some tables or surfaces that they can work at. We have some cafe, tables and seating here. Students are always looking they're looking for an alternate way to work. So the traditional desk or just a chair at a table, they're looking for something a little more unique or different. So that's the whole purpose of this. And then Dr. Shields is over at one of the most popular areas, these reading nooks that we've put in.
Again, we want kids to be kids. We want them to relax. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 of them sitting in here. And again, just keeps them focused, whether it's a book, whether they're on their laptop, or even if they're just sitting and collaborating with a fellow student. It's just an outstanding area for our students.
Just some final comments on it. We're
Let's
really
show the production room.
Oh,
Let's
sure.
show that production room because your kids really are going to be putting out a lot of different types of videos in the near future.
Yeah, so for this room, we have a smart panel, table and chairs for small group instruction, but then also one of the features that's going to be built into this room is a drop-down green screen, and that will allow us to do some video recording and, as Dr. Shields says, some digital production in here. So it becomes another functional space for us to do some 21st century learning.
You know, Mr. Dawson, you've said it a few times, and I know I've added the design team made up of teachers. We had some board members, parents, and other people. That was just outstanding, how they collaborated, how they worked together with our architects, and what they've designed. I know we use that term over and over, 21st century. But whether we like that term or not, certainly this is going to be a space that, as we've seen in our elementary schools, that are going to take kids to different levels. It's going to help them personalize instruction. It'll bring in the technology. It'll certainly bring in the traditional library. It will bring in all types of different things, from 3D printing to virtual reality to coding. And as we move in our strategic plan towards computer science, what an avenue to have at both ends of your second floor. It's something I'm sure as principal you're very proud of, and I'm so proud of the team and you, because this took a lot of time. We actually started this back during spring break, and here we are now in August with 2 beautiful rooms that teachers, students are excited about. And just like what we have at the 3 schools that we have, they've continued over the 2-3 year periods that they've continued to allow the kids to not only have that personalized education, but also allow them to move on, and that key word is that empowerment that they have from being in these types of learning spaces. Anything else you'd like to add?
We're just really thankful to the Board of Education and to the district administration for investing so much into our building and our students. You know, this year is the 30th anniversary for Stratford, and I feel really confident going into the next 30 years with the spaces that we've been provided with. So thank you.
Well, nice job.